David, can you go to the classwork tab? And I was going to ask Lindsay to tell us a little bit about the Drive folder button that's up there on the right.
Yeah, this right there.
You do not have to pay attention to this Drive folder when you begin using Google Classroom if you don't want to. It is not another thing that you need to manage, but we do want you to know that it is there, that it exists, and what it is, what it does. Once you create your very first Google Classroom, Google automatically creates a Google Classroom folder for you in your Drive. Once you are in your Google Classroom Drive folder, you will see a folder for every single Google Classroom you create or join as a student. I'm looking at David's screen, and this is how many Google Classrooms he has ever been a part of. This means your Google Classroom folders include your archived classrooms. Inside each Google Classroom folder is a folder for each assignment you create as the teacher or you are asked to do something with as a student, which means once you turn something in as a student, all of your work technically lives inside this Google Drive folder. So as you see on David's screen, inside his Drive is his Google Classroom folder. And inside his Google Classroom folder, we have chosen to open up our EdCraft 2019 Google Classroom. Inside the EdCraft 2019 Classroom folder is a folder for each assignment. We really only had one assignment for our students last summer. And so this is each of our students' assignment that they turned in by the end of the week for the protocol. It now lives in my Drive. Whether you archive a Google Classroom or not, you will still have access to this work. Notice that I said archived. If you delete something, the work is no longer there. But as long as you archive the classroom, all of the work still exists in your Drive.
And I could go in here and look at every student's submission inside of Google Drive, but I don't think that's the most strategic way to do it. All of this stuff still lives inside of Google Classroom. It's basically, just this same view, but because it's in Google Classroom, I can grade it. I can leave comments for the students. I can assess it with a rubric. So yes, it's in here. This is where it's stored, but really don't come here to grade. Do all your grading inside of Google Classroom.
Although, David, could you please right-click on the very first document called Small Group Rotation Framework? That's fine. That's fine. Click Preview. You see the very first assignment that is turned in here. Now, David, can you just click your arrow button, your right arrow button? You see the next person's. Click your right arrow, next person, next person, next person. So I agree with David that you don't want to grade inside Drive, but if you are simply looking to see that students have turned in something that actually has something on it, this preview and arrow hack is fantastic inside of Drive.